The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
From what day you may find out. Certain people not like
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, ESC Distributors Limited, Fine Threads, First Caribbean Bank, Fun Foods Wholesale, the IAAF World Relays Bahamas, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, and Tropical Gyros.
me just a do it like Nike. Me just a do it like Nike. Them want poison me, throw me thing up. Pass me and them girlfriend a link up. Hello. Dog, where you did that when they think tough. No food, clean water fi drink up. Now me and the dog, them a link up. Big truck, 20-inch rim, just a spin up. The pioneer just a kicks up. And a hip-hop or calypso.
The Tuesday, April 16th edition of Talking Heads is on and popping. Your boy Naughty in your company right up until 6 p.m. Happy Tuesday to everybody. We got a great show lined up for you, as we do each and every Tuesday. We go down to Grand Bahama for the Freeport Report. As you know, great supplement each and every Tuesday in The Guardian, courtesy of the Grand Bahama News. You get everything that's going on in Freeport. You get all caught up. So we will be going down to Freeport on the flip side of the break. We will be talking, obviously, with Sarah Kirkby from the Grand Bahama News, Darren Cooper, and, of course, Reverend Frederick McAlpine, our special guest, all right? It is the Tuesday Grand Bahama edition. It is the Freeport Report. That's all coming up on the flip side of the break, and here's how you chime in. Phone lines are open in New Providence, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Toll free in any one of the Family Islands, 242-300-5720. Text lines 242-300-5720. Text lines powered by BTC 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Stream us live. Take us wherever you want to go. GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. Cable channel 969, BTC Flow channel 612. That's how you get it in. That's how you get it on for fresh news, smart talk all day. Right here, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. All right. Quick break. Flip side of the break, we'll be going down to Grand Bahama. The Freeport Report is coming up right here on the Tuesday, April 16th edition of Talking Heads, which continues right after this.
Make Mother's Day one to remember with a delightful Mother's Day brunch valued at $300, courtesy of Häagen-Dazs and Fun Foods Wholesale. It's simple. Just head over to Lickety Split or Super Value locations and purchase a pint of your favorite Häagen-Dazs ice cream for just $8.99. After purchasing, don't forget to write your full name and number on the back of your receipt and drop it into any entry box at the store. You're now in the running for our grand prize drawing, taking place on May 10th. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Happy Mother's Day from Häagen-Dazs. Promotion ends May 8th.
Enjoy the flavors of summer with a mega-sized KFC combo and get a secret code for a chance to win. KFC and Pepsi is giving away daily beach bundles of a KFC bag packed with KFC shades, a bucket of 25 KFC whole wings, and a 2-liter Pepsi, plus a weekly cash prize of $1,000. Whether it's original recipe, spicy, or barbecue, get your favorite KFC combo today and mega-size your summer fun. KFC Nassau, it's mega finger-licking good.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Nice to meet you, Jazz. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm an independent 27-year-old manager who wants her own home with her own rules.
Sounds good. I'll help you get there.
We see you, the go-getter, with big plans, and we've been keeping you in mind. Follow your goal home with a mortgage from CIBC Caribbean, and don't bother about your home insurance, as we'll help with that and more. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more info. Conditions apply.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
back at you on the Tuesday, April 16th edition of Talking Heads. And right now, let's get down to Grand Bahama. We have Sarah Kirkby from the Grand Bahama News. We have Darren Cooper, our regular two contributors each and every Tuesday. Glad to have both of them back. And, of course, our special guest today, Reverend Frederick McAlpine. So I want to welcome everybody to the show. How's everybody doing?
Good.
All right. Well, I heard Sarah, I heard Don, and I hear Rev. So everybody's here, man. Good to catch up with all of y'all. Sarah and Darren, I'll be coming to you in one sec. Reverend McAlpine, glad to have you. You know, it's hard for me to not call you Rev. You know, that's how I always address you. So let me keep it official. Reverend McAlpine, how are you today, sir? Long time no chat. I hope all is well with you and your family and your congregation and everybody.
Yes, thank you. And it's a pleasure to be with you and to be with your co-hosts on this particular day.
All right. Well, we're going to get and glad to have you again. We're going to get what I call the pleasantries out of the way. I always want to get the meat and potatoes, what's going on in Grand Bahama, straight from the Grand Bahama News. So, Sarah, I want you to do what you do. Let us know exactly what's going on. Do your thing. And then me and Darren, and then me and Darren will talk to Reverend McAlpine.
And y'all can trash it, and then we can talk about the Port Authority.
There you go. That's how we go.
Well, I'm very pleased and excited that you have my lovely friend, Mr. McAlpine, former MP and just wonderful Grand Bahamian on. So I want to welcome him to the show today. It's great. And as always, Darren, who I love to harass all during the week. Anyway, so what have we got for you today? We have an update on the hospital or the clinic, and I'm going to let Darren comment on that afterwards. So you can read about that and where they're at. Supposedly the foundation is now being laid. And I do understand, I believe there's been a change of architects. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But read the story and you'll find out more about that. We have a great story on McAlpine that's in the paper today about the Port Authority and the government. So we'll let him elaborate on that one. We have a big one for me, and I know that's important to you as well. We have a big fundraiser this weekend. There is the Bow Wow Meow Luau happening for the Humane Society. They've really struggled after Dorian after Dorian was horrendous for them, and they came back, and then COVID hit. So it's a big thing for them. That's their first fundraiser for them to have since that event. I have been helping them, working with a wonderful team. And so I encourage everybody to attend that event. This money basically goes to help them with their operations. They are pretty much funded on their own. They are not a government-funded agency. So they are surviving and keeping all of our animals off the streets and doing the best they can to help all the time. And so these people work tirelessly. So I'm encouraging everyone to read about what they do and to consider helping. And then we have a great story on a new restaurant that's opened in Grand Bahama. For those of you who are from here and tuning in, you'll know that, or those who are living in Nassau, who call me all the time, you'll know Rebecca and Tim Tibbetts. They have Flying Fish Restaurant, and they've done a beautiful job in that restaurant for absolute years. But now they've gone on to another restaurant, which is an Italian one called, and I'm going to say it wrong, Leone di Tino or Diastro. Say it wrong. But
Prego, grazie.
I gave it a try. But they gave it that's rustic Italian. It is absolutely wonderful. They have pizzas, they have pastas, and it's outside in a gorgeous venue. And so we've given you an update on what they're doing. So it's nice to have another restaurant added to the ones that we have. You know, people say there's nothing to do in Grand Bahama. They're lying. There's a lot to do in Grand Bahama. And this is another one of the fabulous things you can do. Go to the restaurant. It's open 6 days a week, so you can read all the details of where it's at. And for those who know the island, it's at Unexo. It's downstairs. They've taken over the restaurant there, so it's phenomenal. We have a small update on the Fortune Canal dredging. They have added to the groin, which means they put the rocks out, and so this is finally helping the canal into Fortune Key, which has been stopping a lot of boats from going in and out, which is something that the real estate agents definitely needed to change, because they're trying to sell these homes on the canal, but it's also an access point as well for a lot of boats coming in and out into the Lucaya area. So there's an update on that. And then we also featured Art Lucaya, which it's its second year, and it features over, I think it's about 30 local artists, and they had their opening on the weekend, but the show is actually open for 30 days. It's at Port Lakaya Marketplace. It's open to the public, and I would encourage everyone to go. The artists are also using any money that was raised, ticket sales or people going in, goes to help high school students and pay for art supplies. And that's so important because art is a key to creativity for children, and we don't want to lose that in our schools. So I would encourage you to go. But also the artwork's phenomenal. And there's so many great new artists. There's photography, there's design work, everything. And it's under the theme Show As You Motion. We all know that song, so it's really super. And then the last thing, and I'm calling this one attention to my friend Darren, there's a public works announcement that I want you to pay attention to on the Grand Bahama Shipyard work. It looks like the work on the pipe crossing will be extended until July 2024, and they thank everyone for everything that's gone on so far. But they're looking, I guess they still need to do more work to get ready for the two largest docks that are coming in to the island. There we go. I'll let Darren comment on that one.
Two things. I think as relates to the hospital, I think you're talking some changes in the architectural rendering then for the clinic. Let's get it right, for the clinic.
Yes, my apologies. The clinic.
There's been so much changes because the last we got word that they were already finished with the purlins or whatever it was for the floor. And they should have soon, or something else should have been going on. But I don't see it happening before or right before the next election. So, it is what it is. As to the shipyard, I think the developers or the shipyard or whomever it may be owes the people of West Grand Bahama a little more, courtesy and also dialogue as relates to this project. It is, we were asked for 6 to 8 weeks, and now you're telling me we're going to June, July. That's very concerning, but it is what it is. And, the more noise you make, nothing really happens in the views of many. So, hey, it is what it is. We've asked for an update. I'm very disappointed I'm hearing the update here, and I should have probably gotten it the way that I've encouraged them to send it out. But let the show move on.
Well, I mean, that's a subject we can keep talking about for a minute, the dissemination of information throughout this, length and breadth of this archipelago. It leaves a lot to be desired. But, I
would agree with you with that wholeheartedly. We've really transitioned a lot because of COVID. Everybody thinks it's okay just to put stuff out on WhatsApp and let people share that. And I disagree with that because, of course, I'm working with a newspaper.
No, but I feel it should be in the dailies. It should be on radio.
It
should be everywhere. You should get as many platforms to disseminate the information as you can. I think that'll lead to some, curb some of the misinformation we have spread out there all the time.
100% agree with that.
Now, I speaking of misinformation, I'm so glad I have him here today, so there will be no misinformation pertaining to this that we slide in the topic that we're going to talk about now. And obviously, I'd like to welcome, Reverend McAlpine again. Before we get into your stance against the government and the $357 million demand on the Grand Bahama Port Authority, let me just ask you, how have you been, Rev? How's life been for you post politics? I guess you could breathe a sigh of relief. I mean, these days with all this going on. But what is your take? And having the experience that you have had prior, how is it now? Post politics for you, and what have you been up to? Just get us caught up real quick.
It's been good. I've been quiet.
We noticed that. That's why we all jumped up and we saw you come out with this press release. We was like, the Reverend is fired up. Let's talk to him.
Yes. I've been observing. I've been watching. I've been on the sideline. I'm still watching because there's so much happening in the political arena, particularly the party that I've been affiliated with for so many years and a former parliamentarian with. So it's been quite interesting, and it's still quite interesting. But one of the things I wanted to do, and I said it yesterday in the press release was that the fact that I didn't want to just be talking and wearing people out. Sometimes too much talking gets people weary. And then it's a 5-year marathon. And I don't want to be running a marathon as if I'm running a sprint. And so I have to pace myself. But as I said, I've never left the people in Pine Ridge. I continue. Every holiday, I'm up on major billboards here on the island. I WhatsApp my people from time to time. I attend funerals. I reach out to people in the community. I speak with people in the community. I still have we have the ability to chat with various polling divisions. So even though I've been silent in terms of the media, I've still been with the people, and I think that's important. That's very important.
Well, that is good to know. We spoke about, the situation in Grand Bahama between, the demands put on by this administration on the Grand Bahama Port Authority last week. Obviously, it's mushroomed. The story is getting bigger, and it's made the rounds. We saw yesterday that you went to the dailies, and you're basically, calling it a shakedown, and questioning if this present administration is either broke or desperate. Can you speak a little more on that with the situation in relation to the demands put on the Grand Bahama Port Authority by the current administration to the tune of $357 million?
Yeah, let me also say, because my good friend here, Darren, would have told you that, as I say, back in 2021, we marched on to the Grand Bahama Port Authority because we had gripes. And there are still some gripes that perhaps the average person have with the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Let me make it clear. The average person holds no grief for this Grand Bahama Port Authority led by its president shareholders. I don't want everybody to think that anybody here is in bed with the Port Authority. We have our differences with the Port Authority. But despite our differences with the Port Authority, we would still prefer to have the Port Authority managing the Freeport city area as it has for umpteen years, because we've become accustomed to a certain way of living and a certain style of living that the government has not been able to provide in its capacity in the western and eastern end of the island. We're not prepared to give up bad for worse. And I don't think anybody wants to give up bad for worse. And that's what we see it as. The Port Authority, in some instances, and in some areas, may be bad. But as far as the average person in Freeport is concerned, the government would be worse. Now, with regards to this $357 million, there are questions on the table. One of the questions is the timing. One of the other questions is, you state that the Grand Bahama Port Authority is trying to collect a reimbursement, or that they owe you based on work you have done in the amount of $357 million. I'm a taxpayer, Darren's a taxpayer, Sarah's a taxpayer, the people of Freeport are taxpayers, and we're simply saying, if they owe you this money, can you at least give us an invoice, an itemized billing as to how you came about with this? Now, they tell us that Price Waterhouse were the first persons who did the accounting. Okay, well and good. But again, an accounting firm could only do what you tell them to do, or tell them what the issues are in terms of finances, what is owed. But again, we, people of Freeport, have not seen this itemized bill as to how they derive that they're owed $357 million.
I think that would be the question for anyone. Like I've explained in various chat groups and in other conversations, because this is a hot topic. And we have a caller, we'll be going to them in a second. But if I go to a restaurant, I expect a bill, but I do expect an itemized bill. I want to see what I paid for, what the price point was, what I'm paying for. So for future reference, I'm going to know what to order, maybe not what not to order. But I need to know where the money went. And I don't
Exactly.
I mean, I'm trying to break it down as de-average as I can for people to grasp it who
Tony?
can't. Go ahead, Darren.
My only concern that I have, and yes, we stand on the fact that, there should have been a bill, itemized bill sent out to the Port Authority or to whomever the government is seeking these funds from. But what I can't seem to get over when this conversation came about some months ago, the licensees of the Grand Bahama Port Authority reached out to the government of the Bahamas for us to be able to get a better understanding of what it is the government is doing, where the government is going, and how or where do we fit as a body that is supposed to be protected by this entity. And the government to date has refused to meet with us, which brings so much questions to the minds of us that what are they hiding? Why won't they meet with us? And then you got Fred Mitchell.
Easy, buddy. He done it with me. Easy.
Who feels as if he only can speak through us cowardly through social media. If you are so big, bad, and claiming to know it so much, meet with us, the licensees, so that we could ask you the questions we have, seeing that you know what's going on in Grand Bahama, and you got the better answers, and you got all the answers. Why not meet with us? What is the big fear? Why are you scared? You understand? Everyone, you decide. You attack the chamber through WhatsApp. You attack Frederick McAlpine through WhatsApp. You attack licensees for doing an educational seminar through WhatsApp. But yet you refuse after we've asked the government so much times to meet with us. What's the high?
I mean,
question.
Sometimes when you talk about the chairman of the PLP, he reminds me of the Cowardly Lion in the Wizard of Oz. For certain things, he's got a voice, and then for other things, he needs courage. He'll hide behind a pen on social media, on a Facebook page, or in a WhatsApp group under an alias. But
you have PLPs that are buying this ruckus and rubbish that he's spewing that doesn't make sense.
Now you got to blame that on us.
All of them that are listening today, don't come run and talk that what you don't know. There is an agreement, and it's nothing to do with Nassau. There's an agreement with the city of Freeport. Study it, understand it, because some of us pretty much we understand it.
Well, see,
and we understand what it entails.
But we're the minority right now, Darren, because in some cases I feel like, for 50 years, they've promoted the average, dumb us down as much as we can so they can try to slide anything by us.
Let me.
Very sad for me to say, but, that's the way I see it.
Yeah, but let me also say, I agree with Darren that the fact that, I've heard through media on several occasions, the president of the chambers here in Grand Bahama has been asking and calling for a meeting with the prime minister to meet with the licensees, and that has been ignored for some time. I would think in the best interest of Freeport that they would be able to come together and discuss this matter. Now, I talked about Price Waterhouse and the giving us an invoice, but not even that. Just give us some actual detail. We've had none. You just keep saying $357 million. For what? Tell me what it's for. Tell me what it's about. What is this actual $357 million? How did you derive at this figure? What is this for? That's all we want to know. Tell us.
All right, let's get to the phone lines real quick. We got several calls here. Talking Heads.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, good day. I hope all is well. I appreciate the panel. Listen, I got a couple of questions. I want to jump into this sport thing because, and I know this. Let me just first say I am a little disturbed. I am a little disturbed to hear so many people trying to put a lot of pressure towards the government to exactly say what is owed, without also attempting to make a determination from Grand Bahama Port Authority if they owe anything. I mean, I wonder if they realize. I wonder actually if they actually have an understanding that it's both sides. So Port Authority now is actually Port Authority is actually saying that they don't own. I mean, excuse me. I think they're saying.
I think you're the
anything.
same. Aren't you the same gentleman who called last week? I think the problem is, sweetheart, and I mean this nicely as I can.
No,
you don't
I
understand
know-
the Hawksbill Creek Agreement, and that's my biggest problem.
Well, help me. Okay,
If you
well, help me
understood the
understand
Hawksbill Creek Agreement, the Hawksbill Creek Agreement clearly states that the Port Authority has to pay for any money that does not fund the working or the employment or the salaries of the people working for the government. That's
Got
it. They don't send them a bill. They don't have to pay them anything because the
Okay.
money that's going
Ma'am.
back to Nassau is not money that's from the Port Authority. It is money the government earns on airport fees, immigration, taxes. So they have no accounting of it. The
Okay,
only
let me ask
person,
you-
as we
can I ask you a
stated to
question?
you last week, is the government. And the government has to share that information with us, which they haven't. So you keep again trying to mix this up, and you need to get that correct, I think, before you ask any more questions.
What I wanted to actually do was get to the point of where you guys, where the Port Authority and different people were stating that $200 million have been collected over the last 5 years. That's correct. Is that information that came from the Port Authority?
No, it's public information that's been out there in the public based on immigration fees, government fees. That's out there. No one knows what the accounting is because no one's sharing it.
Let me ask you this question.
And let me also say that the Grand Bahama Port Authority has stated emphatically that they don't owe anything.
Okay,
I've been hearing them
here's my question.
saying that for some time now. So your question is, we're not saying if they owe anything. According to the Grand Bahama Port Authority, the GBPA, they have stated emphatically that they don't.
Here's my question. I appreciate the information because even you, Mr. McAlpine, I hope all is well with you. You're a tremendous gentleman. My question is that a number of parties have stated that the Port of, I'm not sure where this came from, but it was stated that $200 million have been collected by the Port Authority over the last 5 years. I know that was in the news. Was that information?
No, annually. $200 million annually each year. And it's been growing successfully. So get your numbers right.
That's like $1 billion in 5 years.
As you're trying to confuse the people out there and think that we only sent in $200 million. No, sweetheart. This is $200 million each year. Get it straight.
And in addition to the 200 million plus, during the time the government said it is owed 357 million, those 5 years from 2018 to 2023, I think it was a 22, you're talking about $1 billion plus from the Freeport area alone. That was created.
All right, let's get to these other calls because the lines are hot today. Well, I think y'all educated that caller there. I think they got what they called for. Talking Heads.
Hey, how you doing?
What's happening?
Yes.
Turn your radio down for me. Turn your radio down for me, brother.
Sorry. Yes. In the midst of all of these talking points, and like with this situation, and a quick statement I want to say that we know for one of the things that we don't know is that who is actually telling the truth and who is actually lying. And just allow me to express what I'm saying. Because if the government was telling the truth and the Port Authority was telling the truth about this whole situation, when everyone telling the truth, it's easy to come up with a solution. But one person, someone is lying or someone is seeking to exploit someone, and it's because of that reason, because of so much lies, mistruths, withholding of information. This is what muddies the water and causes when people are in pursuit of exploiting someone. And I am not saying that the government or the Port Authority. I am saying that we know for a fact that someone is not telling the truth, and until people stop lying and come forward with integrity, then these things will continue and we will always be arguing and muddying the water.
Yeah, and especially, caller, that's a great point because especially with no Freedom of Information Act, no Procurement Act, this administration, with all what they're putting out, many times have been checked on misspeaking. Look at the hedge.
Naughty.
Look at the hedge fund in the House of Assembly. Look at roadworks. Look at the deals in Freeport that we talk about every week. So if you want, in my opinion, if you're doing the mathematics, add up who's misspoken the most. You know what I mean? And who's had to backtrack, and maybe we'll see.
Naughty, as relates to the caller that just called, one of the things as a licensee, the reason I feel as if I am defending the port is because I've only had the opportunity as a licensee on 3 occasions to sit with the Grand Bahama Port Authority, not just myself, but with many business owners, to be able to ask certain questions to get certain response. And so the government doesn't see the need to sit with me, a licensee, for me to ask certain questions to get certain response. Then I have to only go on the side that's making themselves available to be able to say, this is that and that is the other. And so the reason we as licensees are so up in arms and as if we are defending the port is because we're only being able to get one side. And what have us so frustrated is the fact that our government doesn't take the time or won't take the time to be able to speak to us so that we be able to get a better understanding. What was the request made to Pricewater and Co.? What is the actual 357? How did we get there?
Well,
did the government do this? Did the government? So the government's not doing it. Sarah can tell you, Pastor Mark can tell you, he sat with me with the Grand Bahama Port Authority, and there were no pleasant meetings.
Why can't Darren, let me just ask this question, Darren. Can we turn it over to the Auditor General for like independent auditors to have their say and peruse it and do their due diligence? Because obviously we need to have a sensible, viable, educated conversation on this, and we're not getting it. Every time we look up, the goalposts move. It's a different spin. And at the end of the day,
because this is the same government that said they submitted a bill to the Grand Bahama Port Authority when this first conversation first happened. We went, myself, Sarah, and many other business owners, met with the Grand Bahama Port Authority, and we said we want to see the bill. They said we have not gotten a bill. We heard about a bill, but we've not seen one. So when we reached out to the port in a meeting, they didn't have a bill. So that was the first red flag for us. The government saying the House of Assembly, that's misleading. And this is on the record of the House of Assembly that a bill was submitted. None was. So we didn't know. So every time we hear certain things, we reach out to the government, to the port, and we reach out to the government. And as licensees, the Port Authority represents and defends us as licensees. So we have the rights to be able to say, hey, what is this? Why is that? What is the other? And get the response that we are looking for. And when something is said by the government that doesn't make sense to us, that the port should have done, we go to the port. That's how we're able to say that there was no meeting that was had over the 357. There was a meeting had or meetings had as relates to the purchasing or telling them to sell, but never to say, let's discuss the bill and how did we get to this bill and what is this bill all about? And then you say, well, why successive governments, the Sir Lyndon, the Perry Christie, the Hubert Ingham, the Hubert Minnis, has never billed them? Which is a very interesting question. And the government of the Bahamas, over the years, when you look at these governments, have always sought to collect revenue and get all of the revenue that they got on the outside in. Never saw the need to bill an entity that would owe them and owe them millions of dollars to go to the public treasury. Interesting.
And I would suggest that the reason why none of the past leaders did it is because it was in the best interest of the government and the country. Freeport was playing its part. Freeport. I'm not even talking about the Western and Eastern Atlantic. Let me just make this clear. It's not that the Grand Bahama Port Authority took out his checkbook and wrote the government a check for $200+ million. This is directed contribution to the Treasury from the city of Freeport itself. So we're talking about airport taxes, hotel taxes, vehicle license taxes, import duty, stamp taxes on conveyance, stamp taxes on banking and other transactions, and the list goes on and on and on, and VAT. So again, Grand Bahama's been doing its part. And then out of the clear blue sky, this present government decides, y'all giving us $200 million+ in taxes, but you know what? We want some more. For what? You're not satisfied? In these hard economic times? What is the basis And what is the legitimate reason or legitimacy of this 357 million? And then you have a government that says they're about the people. Well, if you're about the people, the New Day needs to understand in this new day, these are hard economic times.
Go ahead.
So if you're putting this pressure on the Grand Bahama Port Authority to pay $357 million to the government, where the hell English they supposed to get it from? The people of Freeport. So you're going to cost them to tax us more. So our service charges will go up. Everything else, that has
been the crux of my argument on this whole thing. That if there is a demand put on the Grand Bahama Port Authority by this administration and a proper invoice provided and bills have to be paid, it is inevitably going to fall on the licensees, correct, Darren and Reverend Michael Pine? Isn't it inevitably going to trickle down to the licensees to
Of course it is, yeah. Who do you think pays for the power that goes to West and East End? The power has the power bill. They had to take it east and west. Who do you think paid for that? That was the people of Freeport. We take care of our own. We all work together. We get these polls done. People of Freeport have paid for that. That's what it would happen. It would be us.
And you claim to be caring and concerned.
All right, let's get back.
They have difficulty as a government paying their contractors and bills and various civil servants. But they expect that they want the Port Authority to cough up $357 million and then raise the bus fee in Nassau for gypsy drivers by 50 cents after umpteen years and tell them they must be grateful. Y'all gotta be joking. Y'all got to be joking.
All right, let's go to the phone lines real quick because they're loaded. Talking heads.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Anton, I was waiting for you, man. I thought you would have chimed in earlier than this, man. How are you and how's everything, man?
Radio holding on. Good afternoon to Reverend Michael Pine, Aaron Sarah, and whoever else is on the line, if anyone else is there. Good afternoon. And listening to this dialogue, I know several things that concern me. And while I understand the end result, as you would have expressed, Naughty, being your carrying concern, at the end of the day, I wouldn't suggest or I wouldn't say, because you cannot, none of you all in the studio can say definitively that at the end of the day, once the government holds the port responsible for what they're responsible for, none of you can definitively say that there will be resulting increases in fees. You all could speculate on that, but none of you all can state that. One of the concerns that I have, though, of the conversation is Darren seems to think whatever the Port Authority tells him is the gospel, as he stated on the show. He stated the Port Authority told him that there was no meeting, and that is all it took for him to believe that there was no meeting. And so I have a serious concern with that, because the Port Authority could be misleading him, okay? And then again, on the flip side, Reverend Michael Pine is stating that the Port Authority has been doing what it's supposed to do. But that cannot be the case, because that's the whole crux of why the government of the Bahamas, this PLP government led by Philip Davis, is going after the port, because they have not been doing what they're supposed to do. They have not been attracting the investment. They have not been bolstering the economy of Freeport. They may be administrating a minimal effect from the tax dollars that they are collecting, but their responsibilities are far more ranging, far more expansive than just garbage collection, maintenance of lawns, and other small items. They have an entire responsibility to ensure that the economy is functioning on all cylinders. That has not been happening for decades on Grand Bahama. Now, I can understand as a Bahamian, okay, and the Bahamas government isn't just the government for Grand Bahama, and the member of parliament isn't only a representative from Grand Bahama, but they represent as a whole. I can understand that There are concerns as it relates to the way things are done or the conditions that Freeport may present itself in versus East and West Grand Bahama. But that's besides the point of why the government is pursuing them. Another major concern, excuse me, not feeling too well. Another major concern that I have that Reverend McAlpine expressed, and this is something I think that perhaps would be most offensive even to professional accountants, CPAs, and in particular, one of the biggest, most reputable, most respected accounting firms on the planet, being PricewaterhouseCoopers, is that Reverend McAlpine is saying the government can tell the accounting firm to do whatever it wants to do. That is as far away as the sun is from the moon in terms of being truthful, Reverend McAlpine. The government cannot direct any accounting firm, no major, not even a small.
Listen, no. You're not making ounce sense because.
Antoine, I'm gonna let them answer you.
Hold on. No. I listen to him for a minute. Hold on. First of all, I only can go, and I made my point that I've only had the opportunity, Anton, to meet with the board. And if your government was so concerned and want to be able to keep the narrative of what is being said, they would have found the time to respond to the 4 letters. Okay? Secondly, as it relates to Mark's comments, he never questioned Pricewater accounting firm. He simply said he don't know what the request may have been by the government. So don't switch the subject or try to defend your government when they have failed to represent or to dialogue with the Bahamian people. And I will say this again to you. When you speak from the position of Grand Bahamians, not Nasuvians, because clearly you don't understand where we are.
But see, I got to ask this question.
It, and you talk as if you do, but you are talking ruckus and rubbish. I wish I was on another radio station I could have cussed you.
No, hold on. Nah, you ran for 2 strikes today. They didn't come for me, not for you, buddy. Okay.
I didn't cuss.
No, I know. You cried.
Let me also indicate, Anton. I'm not questioning Pricewaterhouse. I do tell you, however, I have some ambiguity when it comes to the government. Let me also state to you that nobody is having a honeymoon with the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Darren Cooper and Frederick McAlpine are one or two of many voices who have aired their grievances in public with the Grand Bahama Port Authority. I said emphatically that this is not a walk in the park with us. But then again, I also indicated within the last 2 to 3 years, the Grand Bahama Port Authority has pulled its socks up and made an effort and is doing much better than it has done in decades. See, we speak power to truth and truth to power. In addition to that, your Deputy Prime Minister said in March that this is the most investment Grand Bahama has ever seen. Your Prime Minister came back in April and said there is hardly any investment in Grand Bahama. So which is it, Antoine? Is your deputy right or is your prime minister right?
Well, that's what I gotta mix up. That's what I gotta ask, because let's be honest. How many times have we seen this government or this administration walk back its own statement? Sears and Davis in the House of Assembly over the hedging. That's a prime example. All right. We still haven't gotten answers on other questions, Bermuda Gate. All right. The government is opaque. And they're setting the table to allow speculation. And that speculation is a dangerous card. We pay, and this is what galls me right here, we as taxpayers pay a pretty penny for a huge communications team. Could we get what we paying for? Could we get some good communications? Could we get some good correspondence? Could we get some good information?
Noddy, your caller made a statement that the state of Grand Bahama is the fact that the Grand Bahama Port Authority is not doing their job. And I continue to ride on the fact that when the Grand Bahama Port Authority was the autonomy government where they approved and they were the final say in Grand Bahama, we had the magic city. But when the government changed the agreement, okay, I think it was back some 19 they changed the agreement where they had to now go through the DEP and certain approval process and the exchange and the immigration approvals and so forth. Then we saw delays, and make it worse in recent governments where you saw the breakdown of relationship between government and port. So there was really nothing happening. So while we have Nasuvians and some Grand Bahamians putting the bulk of the pressure of no investments in Grand Bahama because of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, I find that to be disingenuous because there are investments, and I continue to say it, that myself and Sarah and Pastor Mark have sat with investors, and you know where they stuck? You know where they're stuck? They're stuck at government. They ain't stuck with port. They stuck with government approval, government green light, government go ahead. And that's what has been causing the delay and the stagnation and the strangling of Grand Bahama's economy, because we now wait for government to give final approval on projects. So we can't put the full brunt of this matter on those executives. Whilst I was wishing to fire some of them right now, the problem is government. Carnival took long, Vela taking long, because government and many other projects, because of government final approval. Get that through your skull. Not the port, the government. And it hurts me to have to talk with the port.
And under Sir Linden, we didn't have this. Under Sir Linden, we didn't have to go back through the investment board and this board and the environmental. Everything was given a blithe or a pass and put into the hands of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, one-stop shop. And hence, as Darren has related, that's what created the magic in the city.
All right, when you look at the agreement, you will see the change. You will see the change that was made in the agreement where the power was taken from the port and put in the hands of the government. So when you sit down and you say Grand Bahama is where it's at, or the city of Freeport is where it's at because the port ain't doing what they have been mandated to do, go back to the agreement. The agreement then shared the responsibility, and it became a shared responsibility between government and port. Check the agreement. And
all right, listen.
I think
Sarah,
that's the thing. People
Darren,
don't know these amendments.
And Rev, listen, I need you all to hold tight. We're going to go to the news real quick, and then we'll be right back in 5 o'clock to wrap this up. I got a ton of texts for you, and we got a bunch of callers. Callers, I need you to call me right back. Hold through the news if you can. If not, call right back right after the news. All right? But great stuff. Great conversation. Thank you all for being so candid. And I appreciate your patience as we rode over into the 5 o'clock hour. Keep it right where you got it. The Tuesday, April 16th edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Made exactly the way they should be by someone with chicken in their name. The new Kentucky Chicken Sandwiches feature a quarter pound of all-white meat, triple breaded, spicy chicken breast filet on a freshly toasted buttery brioche bun. With your choice of lettuce, tomato, bacon, thick-cut pickles, and the perfect amount of Colonel's real mayo or spicy sauce. Every chicken sandwich is freshly prepared and piping hot. Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwiches, the only chicken sandwiches that are finger-licking good.
Bring your family, bring your friends, bring your gal. Come witness history in the making at the 2024 World Athletic Relays Chase the Sun, Paradise to Paris, happening here in Nassau, Bahamas. Hundreds of the best runners from more than 40 countries will compete for their place in the 2024 Paris Olympics, May 4th and 5th at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. Get your tickets early at worldrelaysbahamas24.org or at the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium box office.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
This is your afternoon update on the Guardian News Network. Hello, everyone. I'm Destiny Johnson. Here's a look at stories making headlines at this hour. A model for a new multi-million-dollar police headquarters in Abaco was unveiled following concerns about increased crime on the island. On Sunday, a gunman was gunned down in his vehicle at a nightclub on the island. Central and South Abaco MP John Pinder says crime is designated to certain areas, and with a bit more resources, the Royal Bahamas Police Force will be able to keep it under control. Land preparation for the new police headquarters will begin next week. A Supreme Court jury on Monday acquitted Orville Forbes of murder by a majority verdict of 7-2. Prosecutors alleged that Forbes was the gunman who fatally shot Kevin McKenzie on September 28, 2021. In his police interview, Forbes denied that he was the killer. He admitted to going to visit the deceased on the day in question, but said he saw him hours before he was killed. Forbes says he was home when Kevin McKenzie was murdered. And the Bahamas Association of Athletics Association BAAA has officially confirmed its 27-member team for the World Athletics Relays Bahamas 2024. The Olympic qualifier will be hosted on May 4th and 5th at the refurbished Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. The Bahamas is expected to compete in the men's and women's 4x100-meter relays, the men's 4x400-meter relay, and the mixed 4x400-meter relay. And that's a look at stories making news at this hour. Once again, I'm Destiny Johnson. Stay with us.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
I'm Ed Donahue with an AP News Minute. Stocks finished mixed. The Dow up 63 points. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says higher inflation will likely mean a delay in interest rate cuts until the end of the year.
We've said at the FOMC that we'll need greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably toward 2% before it would be appropriate to ease policy. We took that cautious approach and sought that greater confidence so as not to overreact to the string of low inflation readings that we had in the second half of last year.
But since the start of this year, inflation has been ticking up. The first 6 jurors for Donald Trump's hush money trial in New York have been chosen. Some potential jurors were told to go home today, like Kara McGee.
I don't like him. I don't approve of what he did as president, but the right to a fair trial is extremely important. And if this would serve to uphold that, then that would be my priority.
I'm Ed Donahue.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, ESC Distributors Limited, Fine Threads, First Caribbean Bank, Fun Foods Wholesale, the IAAF World Relays Bahamas, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's and Games, and Tropical Gyros.
We're back at you on the Tuesday, April 16th edition of Talking Heads, and we've extended our Freeport report, our Tuesday usual, over into the 5 o'clock for a few minutes. You know, Sarah Kirkby, Darren Cooper, our regular contributors on Tuesday are here, and we have a very special guest, Reverend Frederick McAlpine, and I appreciate you guys for being here today. And we got several texts I need to get to you guys, and then, of course, we got some callers coming back in. All right? So, first question. Naughty, the Port Authority can't guess at what they owe. The government has to give the invoice every year. If they don't give an invoice, there's nothing to pay. Why doesn't, here's another one for you, Reverend McAlpine. What proof does Reverend McAlpine have that things will be worse for Freeport under the PLP? I guess if the PLP gain control of the port, so on and so forth.
Whether it's the PLP or the SNS, it would be worse because all I have to do is look at East and West Grand Bahama. Not forget, we just came out of a by-election and all those promises that were made because those states didn't exist in West Grand Bahama. That is solely the government of the Bahamas' responsibility. So is East Grand Bahama. And both areas are extremely undeveloped. So that's my
some of that is the port area, man.
And my proof also, Naughty, my proof that it will be worse, Centerville is my proof. Cap Road is my proof.
Okay, all right. Here's another question for you. Naughty.
Abaco is my proof. Ackland and Crooked Island is my proof. Andros is my proof. Long Island is my proof.
All right.
Michael is my proof.
Here's another one for you.
Town is my proof.
Naughty, please ask your guests if they think the government, or are there any truth to the allegations that the government wants to get the Grand Bahama Port Authority out of Freeport so that they can collect the real property tax from Freeport. That's
the point.
I believe that the government of the Bahamas wants to get the Grand Bahama Port Authority out for other particular reasons along with that. I don't think that's just the ultimate goal. And I don't think the end goal of getting this family or taking the ownership of the port is really the government end goal for the government to operate and manage it. I think they have a hidden agenda, and that's one of the reasons why I feel that they are refusing to meet with us, because there are some things that they know that they won't be able to just get by with.
Naughty asked Anton who will celebrate the success of Carnival in the shipyard if they haven't driven investor confidence. There's another one. The conversation has to be with the entire Bahamas, not just Freeport, as Darren and Mark would imply.
Listen, I don't know where these folks, why they're burying their head in the sand. I'm going to say it again. Freeport is accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and they do not want that lifestyle to be interrupted by this government or any other government as it relates to the upkeep of this city. That's all we're saying, you know. That is all we're saying.
All right, let's go to the phone lines real quick. Talking Heads.
Comfort.
Hey, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yes, sir. You know, this PLP government, I now understand what PLP stands for. Pipeline Promises. You know,
Hold on, let me write that down. Let me write that down under my acronyms for the PLP. Pipeline promises. Okay, let's go.
You know, they always fill with all sorts of stuff that is in the pipeline. But you always need some good plumber to plumb out anything that they have, because they can't seem to get anything right. Everything is always clogged when they're in government. The other thing is, it seems as if there's a decree, like we have gone back in the days of Caesar Augustus, you know, but in this light, it is coming from the current government that all the world and all the Bahamas should be taxed. It's like they're finding tax. I mean, you brush your teeth, they want to tax you. I mean, how much more does this government want from us, the Bahamian people, in the midst of all the rising costs? And now they're attacking investors and all this in this different forum, whereas you're talking about the Grand Bahama Port Authority and all this other stuff. I mean, it's almost like a government shakedown. I don't know where we are in this country, but right now, every time you turn around and every time a government minister opens their mouth, you start to tremble. I mean, they have more stories than the public library. I don't know, they can't get their act together. They can't get the story right. I just thought I'd chime in there.
Valid point. Don't make it the last time, caller. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Hey, you naughty. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. What's happening, Salvador? What's going on?
Right here, hon. Right here. I'm loving what I'm hearing. Hi, Pastor McAlpine.
Hello. How are you there?
It's so good to hear from you, sir. I want to ask you a question. Since this government has come into power, I would like to know, how would you grade them on straight talk and accessibility and forthcoming with information? And second question to Darren, I would like to find out from you, sir. I've heard rumors that there is a Chinese company in line to conquer Freeport. If you heard anything about that, I'll hang up and listen. Have a blessed day, naughty.
You too now. Be safe.
I've heard that rumor about 3 times. But again, it's only rumor, and only person who can confirm that will be the government.
Yeah. As for me, in terms of the rating of the government of the Bahamas, I thank you for your question, and I thank you for your passion and compassion towards me. But I'm not prepared to answer that at this time. But I'm going to hold that back for a minute, because I really want to continue down this line and fingers of the Grand Bahama Port Authority. I have some views. I do have some views. Honestly, do have some views. But at the same time, I want to just keep us focused on this Grand Bahama Port Authority government fight at this time. I shouldn't say fight, but differences. Which also begs me to ask the question, what precipitated? I keep talking about a meeting. How do you call a meeting if you call a meeting and you tell me what you want to do, and you do all the talking, and then I don't get a chance to talk, and it's almost take it or leave it? Does that sound like a meeting? Just ask it.
All right. Let's have is this another call here, Mr. Producer? Let's get to this call. Talking Heads.
What's up, Naughty?
Hey, what's going on, St. Pete?
Hey, check this out, man. Hey, both governments, they can do the same thing. People they mad at this government, they vote the government, they can do the same. They need another strong political party and give them an opportunity, because they gonna sing the same old song. Like I said, the guy said the promises. They all to promise. The opposition, when they're in opposition, they tell you all the good things so they get elected. When they get elected, they be doing the same thing this previous government doing. So they need a different political party and give them an opportunity to see if they can do better. Because the same set of people complaining with this government, if they vote this government out, if things don't go their way, they can be singing the same old stuff. They got to go. They got to go.
All right.
I understand this part of it.
Well, I'm about to wrap this up now, St. Pete, so you can call us back in a couple of minutes, because we can get into sports in a minute too. But we will talk about this some more for sure, because this point has been brought up.
All right, now.
All right. I know we got to wrap things up. Rev, do you have anything in closing? And Darren and Sarah as well, because I know we've gone overtime, and I appreciate you guys overtime, because I know y'all got busy schedules. So, Sarah, we got anything to chime in?
I leave Rev for last. Naughty, I would say, like I always say, I would encourage the governor of the Bahamas, the Honorable Philip Brave Davis, Fred Mitchell, and the whole cabinet, whoever wants to be part of the conversation, to please find the time to bring themselves to Grand Bahama and have a wholesome, healthy dialogue with the licensees and the residents of Grand Bahama so that we could better understand what it is the government of the Bahamas is doing for us. Nothing for us without us. Good afternoon.
I think Sarah's already gone, so Rev, I'm gonna let you wrap it up, and I appreciate you again. I'm chiming in, and this is only the first of many. We'll definitely have you back.
Thank you so much, and let me say, I just want to see better for my country, and also better for Grand Bahama. At the end of the day, the court has its responsibility, and the government have its responsibility. Both need to come to the table, compromise, commitment, and compassion for the people of Grand Bahama and this country, and let's make it a better place and a better time. I do believe that there's hope for Grand Bahama and hope for this country. But again, I think that this negotiation and this fight in the public should be dispelled, and they should try to do what's in the best interest of the people of Freeport and indeed the Bahamas. Thank you very much, Norton,
and
for
I
having me.
appreciate you being here, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And all the best to you and your family. And we'll talk soon, Rev.
You too. Okay, sir. Bye.
All right, let's get to this other call right here real quick. Talking Heads.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, what's up?
Talking Heads, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Mr. Michael Pine a question. He's saying all he wants the government to do is to do some good things for Freeport, right?
Right.
Okay. Please tell Mr. Michael Pine, man, that's a lie. If the government do good for Freeport and Freeport doing good, how is it he gonna win when he run again? These fellas is be lying, man.
No, but let me ask you this question, caller. What is there to show that successive administrations, and this one in particular now that they're on the clock, has done anything substantial for Grand Bahama in the last 25 years?
Okay, Naughty, good question.
In the areas that they control, non-controlled port areas that they control.
I hear this talk about the government ain't do nothing for West End and those places. We all know there are places in the Bahamas that get attention more than others. Freeport is the capital of Grand Bahama. So Freeport would get the majority of things happening in the capital. That's just like for example, in Exuma, you have an area, Georgetown would get more than what Roll will get because that's the way the government doesn't have the money to put the same thing he put in Freeport all throughout of Grand Bahama. But did that my point? What I like.
But you
about
live in Freeport, right? You live in Freeport,
yes,
correct? All right. So explain it to me, a Nasubian, okay? Now, if I move to Freeport and I'm talking to you, you're gonna explain to me, okay, Naughty, this what the port is controlled, and this what the government is controlled, correct? You gonna set me up right so I know how the thing go, right?
What we does, you know.
So in that area that the government controls, I need to look at it and say, wow, what have they done in 25 years? Because I could be honest with you. From when my good friend Jimmy used to bring me down above the rim 20 years ago, I ain't seen too much changes down there from 20 years ago when he used to bring me down above the rim, me and Pencil.
I want to answer you, sir. The difference in what the port control is this. We paid for our garbage to be collected and all those stuff. We paid for these things. The government doesn't charge us for these things, and not that it don't be collected in the other areas, you know. But what I'm saying is, when people want to make their point, they go and they prove it. What we have in here now, Naughty, is a government who is going after the port. How much shows Darren did pleading to the government to go after the port, and then again. What you does again, you bring on these people to talk, hey, and everybody you bring on is you could sit back and you can say, well, okay, they're gonna oppose everything the government do. Why we can't bring on some independent persons who can give you another side of the story instead of getting the F&M side?
That ain't an F&M side. I think I got a broad cross section of Grand Bahamians down there because I've seen Darren Cooper read up the port, I've seen him read up the F&M, and I've seen him read up the PLP.
Okay, all I want you to do
and I would prefer hold on now. I would prefer folks like yourself who live in Grand Bahama and in Freeport to speak on it instead of folks who don't live there, who don't have their finger on the pulse, don't know how the thing go, and regurgitate political rhetoric to suit their needs. That's why I have you all on. If you want to be a guest every week to represent a PLP standpoint, then fine. I finally found a PLP with some backbone and bollocks who'll come on the show. Nice to meet you, brother. You should spread that to the rest of them. Maybe some of them will grow up here and come on.
Okay, I can get some to come on for you, but listen what I
That's all. I equal opportunity, brother.
You to me, Naughty. Listen what's happening in Grand Bahama now. Right now in Grand Bahama, we have the airport going on. Plenty things are happening in Grand Bahama.
What airport? No. What airport, bro? I've seen some debris move from the airport. You don't have a new airport yet. You don't have a deal for the Lucayan. You don't.
Oh my God, Naughty! If you're trying to build a house, then you got to.
No. Now listen. Hold on.
Before the building comes,
if I can carry Minnis and his administration for that boo-boo the fool deal they had on trying to sell that property and give it away, and they couldn't. You know I got to apply pressure now to Mr. Cooper and the PLP administration who said they was going to get it done.
I am not saying don't apply pressure.
So all two of them, in my opinion, when it comes to that hotel, talking fool, talking hee-haw, because I can't say what I want to say on the radio.
If one listen to you, if one listen to the show, all you think the government is doing nothing in Freeport. The government is doing nothing to propel.
Then show me all the good that they've done, my brother, and I will talk on it just as passionately as what they haven't done. Because at the end of the day, I want all Grand Bahamians, regardless of political affiliation, to succeed. And I want Grand Bahama to succeed because I will retire down there and open my own comedy club, and y'all won't let me do it.
You have a chance right now. You have a chance right now to hear what is happening in Grand Bahama for somebody who lives there. Listen what's happening in Grand Bahama. What's happening in Grand Bahama is right now is people are working. I know people who wasn't working. Now they're out there working. I'm Naughty. I see things happening to the airport. You don't see a big building coming out on runway building now, but that can get to the stage. A house does not build by just coming out of the ground. You have to clear the property down. You have to get the plant right. Things are moving in Grand Bahama. But wait a minute. You ain't building no. Hold on.
In all fairness, you and I were just talking about the Grand Lucaya. We ain't talking about no building coming out of the ground. Why can't they get the Grand Lucaya sold? That's what I want to know.
Okay.
That was the question I put to you. I didn't ask about no other buildings. We can talk about them other buildings separately. We don't want to mix up the convo. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know the full details as why, but let me tell you what I think would make sense to me. If I am an investor right now, I am not going to buy no hotel if the airport is not fixed.
Correct.
Now the government is fixing the airport and things are moving. You know, in Grand Bahama right now, the Lighthouse Hotel is open,
That's been open.
Moving to that hotel.
That's been open. The Lighthouse portion been open.
This place is just the whole entire property is just closed down. It isn't like that.
No, because I've talked and Darren and Sarah have spoken to it on several Tuesday shows that the Lighthouse portion of that resort is open. Now what happened to the other portion? We need to get that open and get that sold and get that running. And we also need a viable airport in Grand Bahama and an airlift deal to get the heads and beds going, because we know that we don't make no money off the cruise ship passengers the way this administration likes to say we do, because we don't. So, we need the heads and beds, and yes, we need that airlift, and we need the Grand Lucaya to get going for all Bahamians, F&M, PLP, undecided, ABC, LMNOP, because they're Bahamians and they need it, and they can't suffer no more.
Man, you know something? The things you say.
Yeah, I'm averse to BS, that's all, and it's all good, my brother, it's all good. And if I heard BS in different forms, and I call it, it is what it is. But I appreciate your passion, and I expect you to chime in on Tuesday since you live in Grand Bahama, so you could be one of my contributors as well. I mean, if you want to give your name so we can make you official, that's fine. If not, just call back in next Tuesday. It's all good.
All right. All right.
Next caller, please. Talking Heads.
Hey, Naughty.
Hey, what's happening, Anton?
Yeah, can I finish what I was trying to say?
Man, Anton, I literally was going to the break now, and if I cut you now, you can say I being unfair to you, but we already at 5:30. I got to talk to Pearlie, and I got to get my sports sponsors in. But anyway, I'll give you 2 minutes. Wrap it up as quick as you could, please, for me today.
Okay. And so thank you very much.
And none of the guests are here now. They've already departed. So.
Oh, they gone?
Yeah, man, because we were rolling over. I only took these last two out of courtzy because I had seen the calls.
I call to finish, mash them up.
All right, but call back tomorrow and mash them up with Pearly, man,
Yeah,
Anton.
no problem, Nutty.
All right, be
take
safe,
care.
brother. All right, let's get to the break, Mr. Producer. Flip side of the break, we'll be talking sports. Good stuff to everybody who chimed in. Yes, man, good stuff. And I'm glad I heard from some of your PLPs today. It's been a minute, man. Glad to hear y'all, too. Don't be strangers.
Living with a neurological condition shouldn't define you. At Cleveland Clinic in Florida, we do whatever it takes to make life better today while discovering new treatments for a brighter tomorrow. From epilepsy management to specialized spine care and brain tumor surgery, we're delivering world-class neurology care for the day-to-day, for the days you live for every care in the world. Visit clevelandclinicflorida.org/Caribbean.
Play with Island Games, we making dreams come true. Play with Island Games, we paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market, you getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy, and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first, guaranteed to pay. Island Games, we like them other jokers. We've been here from the start, from the bike to computer. Island Games, we gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Whether you like it hot or you enjoy being original, KFC has the only chicken sandwiches with attitude, featuring 100% extra large white meat chicken fillets for 100% flavor. Enjoy the famous flavor of KFC 11 herbs and spices in the KFC original recipe burger, or take the heat up a notch with a spicy filet with our KFC Kentucky Deluxe sandwich. And for a limited time, enjoy your favorite sandwich with fries for only $7. That's how it's done. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. You can buy your local paper at Freeport convenience stores, Western Bakery, DeGregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Now is the time to reach your Grand Bahama market with affordable packages, including print and digital. Call GB News sales representative Kavandre at 822-6717 or message him on WhatsApp for ad rates. Classified ads are now available every Tuesday as well. Keep up with everything Grand Bahamian every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Heads, the Tuesday, April 16th edition continues right now. And yes, we got Pearly zoomed in. Pearly, see my what's going on. Pearly, it could be hard for you. It could be hard for you on Thursday, my brother.
Why is that?
Boy, Grand Bahama set it off today, boy.
Who you at?
At Reverend Frederick Michaelpan, along with Sarah Kirkby and Darren Cooper. So you know it was a hot one, man. I know you can get some residuals by Thursday for sure.
We'll see how it goes. It'll be interesting, I'm sure.
Boy, a lot of points being defended on this, man. But at the end of the day, you know, if I tell you, if you book me for a show, right, and you say, Naughty, I need you to perform 30 minutes, a stand-up for this corporate group, I just can't walk to you at the end of the show and say, Pearly, that's $2,000, bro. I got to give you an invoice saying what it is. Boom, boom, boom. This is what you're booking me for. This is the 30-minute set that I promised to do for you. I would be there 20 minutes before the event. I will hang around 20 minutes afterwards. You know what I mean? 50% deposit up front and 50% deposit when and the balance to be paid when I leave.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You got to know what you're paying for ahead of time. Me when I go to a restaurant, I want to see the bill so I can go down and critique the bill.
Especially if you try to throw calamari on there and I order it.
You got it. You got it. And let me just clarify this. Thank you for all the texters who chimed in. I didn't get a chance in that conversation because it got a little heated. But yes, West End is the capital of Grand Bahama, correct?
As far as I know.
Not Freeport.
No, Freeport is a planned city that was created, I think by Groves, and they had an agreement, a 99-year agreement that expires in 2044 or 2054 or something like that. It was 1955, so whenever that is. So it's got another 20 plus years on it. I may agree that Freeport needs new ownership, the port needs new ownership, but I don't know if it's the government. But did you watch the WNBA draft last night, Naughty?
Yeah, man. We gotta make it quick, but yeah, WNBA draft. I was waiting for you to talk this, but go ahead. I listen.
My girl. Yes.
I was hoping she'd end up on the LA Sparks just for you with that 4th pick. I was really hoping. And then I looked at the Sparks and I said, boy, they made 2 good selections too, though. I can't lie. Sparks made 2 excellent selections.
The Sparks did well.
But that Chicago team is could be nasty, right?
Ooh, you see they got the girl out of South Carolina.
Man, they got Cardoso and they got your girl, my mother said that front line nasty,
and they got someone, and they picked up someone else as well. But I think the Sparks won the draft, but I think that the Chicago has done a lot more. I'm anxious to see how well Caitlin Clark does with the Fever. The Fever got a really good team, and she brings to them what they need.
But how they get such a number 1 pick and they had such a good team?
Because they had an improved team, but they still didn't do what they needed. They still needed outside shooting, and they needed a passer. Aaliyah Boston needs help.
Well, I looking at right now, boy, and I ain't gonna lie. You got some good little players on this team to go along with. Coming over from the Phoenix Mercury, Brianna Turner was a good pickup.
Yeah. Yes.
And
so I'm excited about it.
Trey Gondrzak is another one.
I'm trying to figure out who I can pull for next year because, I am really a Sparks fan, but I've been pulling for New York because of John Quell. And now my girlfriend going to Chicago. I don't know who to pull for. I just can pull for basketball. I have one of the greatest long jumpers in the Bombers trying to tell me go with Chicago. I don't know.
Hold on. Look at this, bro. Look at this, bro. This is crazy. Look at this lineup, Pearly. Like, honestly, this lineup is scary good when you look at it,
Whose lineup you talking about? The Sparks?
The Chicago Sky.
Oh, Chicago Sky, yeah.
Lindsay Allen at the point, Camilla Cardoso at the center, Angel Reese at the forward, Brianna Maxwell at the guard.
Yes.
Shandy Carter at the guard as well, too. Good little player right there. Diamond DeShields.
Come off the bench.
Kisray Gondrzak. Marina Mabry. They all players right there.
They have a really...
Don't forget Michaela Onyenwere, too. Good little player right there. And Brianna Turner.
Oh, yeah,
they got a good little roster,
They have a nice little roster.
They have a solid little roster.
If the rookies come around, they can own the boards. They're gonna between Cardoso and Angel, they can own the boards.
Boy, it could be tough for
Las Vegas to repeat. But
but it can be tough for them to score on that team, bro. Down low scoring on that Chicago team. That's a lot of down low defense.
Plenty defense, yeah. It should be kind of nice.
And you look at the Sparks, man. The Sparks did some good stuff too.
Yeah, I like that pick. You should have seen the outfit that young lady was wearing. Oh man, those girls, they clean up well. Then they put on and they dress up. They cleaned up very well.
Yeah, man. I mean, I can't lie. The Sparks made some improvements, so I think they should jump back into contention as well this year.
They'll be back. They'll be there. But my girlfriend was the best dressed. I won't say that right now.
Okay.
Absolute pie, but
Well, anyway, I'm gonna go on record now and say, because you put vicariously for me and for you during most women's sports. All I'm gonna do now is just give you a name for next year who you can put for us. Okay, Pearly?
I don't know who it is. That's my new favorite player in NCAA.
Juju Watkins, baby. That's what I'm talking about. USC point guard, Juju Watkins. The reason why I pulled for Juju, she's nicknamed after a Bahamian fruit that we love so much, Juju. That's why I pulled for her. But you can pull for her for whatever other reason you want.
I just know she's a great player. She's gonna be. I think she has the potential to be the player of the year next year.
I'd like to see her in a Sparks uniform too. Go right from USC to the Sparks.
She got 3 more years. She's only a freshman, so she got 3 more years.
All
They
right.
don't come out early. They don't come out early for the WNBA.
Mr. Producer, is this a call here? Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
Good morning. Good afternoon to you, brother.
Hey, what's going on, Prophet?
Yes, good afternoon to Mr. Puelli. This question is to both of you. Think LA would ever find a future with the flavor and all the Los Angeles fans, with the flavor like a Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, and Kareem? Think LA will ever find that future? I mean, a future with the flavor of those 3 names I call. I'll hang up and listen to you all. Puelli, please answer that for me.
One thing with the Lakers, if you look at the Lakers, they have had periods when you had Jordan Michael, then you had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic, Kobe and Shaq, Kobe and Powell. They've had peaks and valleys, if you want to call it, hills and valleys, if you want to call it. The Lakers will, because people want to play in LA, Chicago, New York, Miami. It will happen. Somebody will be there. Don't be surprised if a John Moran or something went.
Who do you see? LeBron don't have it. Who do you see in the future?
I could see John Moran ending up in LA after his rookie contract is done. I could see that happening.
But you think he has that flavor?
Yeah, but he was very much online to become the face of the NBA until he got himself in problems.
But he seems to have a mental problem, right?
No, he's just trying to be, you're just trying to be tug man. You're trying to be, show off and stuff.
Why you hate to say that, man? Naughty.
I think he's growing up.
Naughty.
Go ahead.
Is Naughty there?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
That young man don't seem to have a mental problem. I'll hang up and listen.
No, I think it's just immaturity issues right there. I don't think it's a mental problem. I don't think it's mental. I think it's just immature. And sometimes, feeling yourself like young fellas do, like we all did when we was young. So it is what it is. I think he's matured. He hasn't gotten any trouble since then. So we just got to leave it and let it play out right now, man. Instead of tearing this brother down, let's build the young brother back up. Don't let's tear him down anymore. Let's build him back up.
That's what I agree. That's he has a lot of potential. He's a great ball player. Ain't much can touch him. So,
I think he's going to be a face for some major franchise. I don't think Memphis is going to keep him.
That's going to happen. So we get into the picks, or we got time for the picks, or no?
Yeah, man.
Who we got for the final thing?
I'm getting ready to pull that now, but we can get to the picks for sure. Let's get into the picks right now, Pearly. We got baseball and we got NBA tonight, so I don't know what you want to do.
We got 2 NBA. We only got 2 NBA games tonight.
Let's focus
2,
on the
2.
NBA tonight. Let's break them down in depth.
Okay.
You got
the early game. The early game is the Lakers at Pelicans
at 7:30, baby.
Yes.
Then you got the Warriors and the Kings. Now,
yes.
Here's how this works. If the Lakers lose, then they have to play the loser of the Kings and the Warriors, correct?
No. If the Lakers lose, they play the winner of the Kings
and the Warriors. The loser of the Kings and Warriors automatically gone. See you later, goes home.
Yeah.
The loser.
And so the 9-10 has to win 2 games to make it.
So the winner of the 7 and 8 will automatically get the 7 seed. And then the losers will play for the 8 seed.
The loser of the 7-8 will play the winner of the 9-10, and that will be the 8 seed.
Right. So basically, Lakers need to win 2 games.
No, Lakers need to win 1 game.
Okay. Worst case scenario,
worst case scenario, they only have to win 1. They have to win 1 of 2 games. If they win the first game, they automatically get 7th place and they'll play Denver. If they lose, then they have to go and win to try to play OKC. I think they'll beat the Pelicans. Whether they beat the Nuggets is a different story, but I saw something.
Boy, there
Colin
was
Cowherd
some
said
talks
earlier
about
today.
backing up but losing this game so they don't have to play Denver or whatever. I mean, come on.
You know, you can't take that risk, particularly if Golden State is to win. You can't take that risk. Anything can happen.
Correct.
Anything can happen, but we don't know if I think he's a game time decision today.
Who?
AD is a game time decision.
Well, listen, the Pelicans are a 1-point favorite right now. They're not listing any injuries. AD is a game time decision. Listen.
But they're 1 point. I think it's a toss up. They're 1 point because they're home.
Correct. But I'm thinking, the Lakers housed them the last game. Now, was that strategy by the Pelicans or not?
No, the Lakers housed them the last 2 games.
So we'll see. We'll see.
I think it's Zion. Yes, he never plays well against the Lakers. I mean, this could be that one time he does.
I'll take the Lakers in the 1 point in this one.
Yeah, I'll take the Lakers in the 1 point as
and
well.
I'll take the 3 points from Sacramento at home.
Actually, I will differ from you, and I'll take the Warriors and the 2 points.
Okay.
3 points. Sorry, I'll take the Warriors and the 3 points. Yeah.
All right, there you go. That's not a bad look. That's not a bad look at all.
Not at all.
And boy, I tell you, we got Colin Cowherd taking us home today, man.
I don't know if he's doing the same thing, but I listened to him earlier today. He spoke about he's basically thinking the LeBron James, Steph Curry era in the NBA is basically done.
Yeah, I saw that. It's a little bit too long and wordy, but yeah, he pretty much had that in there too.
Well, pretty much done. And I have to agree with him. It's time to move on from those two. They've done their part. They have 11 NBA titles between the two. Time to move on.
Yeah. It's time. Generations in the NBA, they go like that. The windows close,
Yep.
And I think the windows have closed on these brothers.
Yeah, it's time to move on. Time to find new faces. I hope Ja Morant comes back healthy next year, back to the level he was at. We got some good young kids coming up at the end as well. I think it'll be fun. I tell you what I'm really excited about before we go. I can't wait to see the Paris Olympics. I see the Americans name their team. It's a fully loaded team with 2 foreigners with Embiid on it, which is interesting enough. So that's going to be quite interesting to watch.
It is. And Rich Eisen is taking us home, man. He's got his full NBA preview right now. Who lasts longer? All right. And, well, that's an interesting one. A full breakdown.
Okay.
So, of your playoffs, courtesy of Rich Eisen. So, that's how we're gonna end it today, Pearly. We're going to take the break now. And flip side of the break, we can let Rich Eisen take us home. What you got for me, though?
I just want to congratulate the Bahamas National World Relays team was announced today, led by Stevie Gardner and Shawnee Miller and Devin Charlton. So I want to congratulate that team. They named the team today, so I'm looking for great things on May 4th and 5th.
Wow.
Yep.
So you doing your thing.
Yeah, man.
Right. Pearly doing business. Hey, I can't fool with you, Pearly.
It's just doing a little homework,
All right. So
on that note, my brother, I bid you farewell.
Adieu and au revoir. Avidaslan, arrivederci. Goodbye. Check in the forwards, and we'll see you tomorrow right here on Talking Heads. How about that?
Later, my boy. All right.
Be safe, man. We'll talk soon.
All right, brother. Take time.
Are you ready for the best of the best? Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group, Alpha Sound Promotion, and Guardian Radio presents the best of the best Rake and Script Explosion Concert. Mark your calendars for May 11th as Super Club Breezes grounds ignite with Bahamian talent featuring KB, Gino D, Funky D, Veronica Bishop, The Brylanders, Avi, Elon Moxie, and Shine 242. Join the Falcons, Iron Storm, Jovi Pierre, Johnny Cake, Mama D, Nishi LS, Pat Ramis, Stevie S, and Shad Colley and the VIPs for an electrifying night of music and culture. Tickets are flying, so grab yours now. Available online at BahamaZTickets.com or swing by the Beauty Shack on Soldier Road and Carmichael Road. This is the event of the year. The best of the best Rake and Scrape Explosion at Breezes Resorts. Gates open at 6 p.m. Don't miss out on the Bahamian magic.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
The excitement, the fierce competition, the entertainment. On May 4th and 5th, our Bahamian athletes will compete with hundreds of the best from around the world to secure their spot in the Paris Olympics.
Gardner takes the title.
Come witness history as our athletes chase the sun from paradise to Paris at the 2024 World Athletic Relays. May 4th and 5th at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. Get your tickets now at worldrelaysbahamas24.org or at the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium box office.
All those I had were so overwhelming. Fidelity's debt consolidation loan combined all my loan payments into one easy payment. Built-in savings plan that pays me unbeatable interest. It's time to make that move to Fidelity. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, always.
Who lasts longer in the NBA playoffs?
All right, and you've just chosen these names out of just
sort of something to do with each other.
Okay.
Sort of, in a way, weird one. Let's just start off the bat. These two teams are in the West. They're playing in the play-in. Who lasts longer, Lakers or Warriors?
I'll go Lakers. Think that they are.
You believe they can win a playoff series?
I think they can win. I can think that. Well, I just don't know if the Warriors are getting out of the play-in tournament.
Okay, there you go. Okay,
is where I'm going with it.
Do you think Lakers win tonight?
I think the Lakers do win tonight. I think they win tonight, and if they don't, I think that they might actually beat the Warriors if they face them.
Yeah.
I mean, the Warriors have got to win 2 in a row here against some teams that are really, really good. I think.
Yeah. I thought the
Kings
Pelicans
are gonna light the beam, man.
an hour ago were winning, and then I checked the NBA officiating assignments tonight.
And
do you want to take a wild guess at who's refereeing against Lakers tonight?
Scott Foster, that's your guy?
Oh, boy. You don't think he got the memo from up top?
Dude,
We need this team to advance.
Yeah, you say that all the time.
Scott
and then
Foster is officiating tonight, okay? So
then
get prepared.
Okay.
Prepare yourselves mentally.
So what's your answer to this question?
I think Lakers and the Warriors both win tonight.
So then who lasts longer in these playoffs?
I think they both win. I think it's going to be the.
What about you, Chris?
Ooh. Yeah, I don't think the Warriors beat the Kings.
And
I
the
think
way,
they're out tonight.
Let's just say the Warriors and Lakers do get out, and the Warriors take on Oklahoma City, and the Lakers take on the Nuggets. Then you damn straight, if the Lakers lose in 6 and the Warriors lose in 5, then that
they technically lasted longer.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, let me take that
Which
back.
matters.
Let me take that back. I forgot about that. Yeah, the Lakers would have to play Denver, wouldn't they? Oh, man, how about neither? I know you hate
No,
saying
no, but
neither.
somebody's going to win maybe in 4
I
or
think
5.
Sacramento I think they win tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think it's the league.
All right.
All right, that was fun. All right, for you.
Ooh.
Who lasts longer? 76ers or Clippers?
Oh, come on, Chris. Bro, why are you?
Because it's fun.
I thought you was my man.
You know what you're going to say.
When you lose,
You know what you're going to say. You know what you're going to say.
This should be an easy
I
answer.
actually
easy.
don't know what I'm going to say
come
yet.
on. We'll say it first.
Ready? 1, 2,
2,
3. Clippers.
Look, here's the deal. If Joel Embiid, and no one's 100% healthy at this point, if he was 90% healthy, then there'd be no doubt. First of all, the Sixers wouldn't be in the predicament that
I
they're
feel
in
like
right
this
now.
is like who wants talking it out. And
buddy.
now it's time for your final answer.
have
Do you
to
want to
talk
phone
it
a
out.
friend?
No, keep
You want
going.
to phone a
Keep
friend?
going. Keep going.
Because
Talk
you
it
can't
out.
get
You phone me.
50-50.
This is.
So that's it.
Talk it out. Keep going. Talk
Say
it out.
Say it.
Talk it out.
Oh, I'm going to say the Clippers.
There you go.
You think the Sixers beat the Heat tomorrow?
I do think the Sixers beat the Heat.
And then take on the Knicks.
And then they're locked into the Knicks.
Then they locked the Knicks. That's the thing
What
I'm
a
not
series.
sure.
That'll
because
be
of
so
Embiid.
much fun.
I think the Clippers are going to beat the Mavs, despite what Vegas thinks.
I want the Knicks and the Sixers to play each other just because I'm going to start really rooting hard for the Knicks like I never had a period of a Dolan wormhole. And that's going to really infuriate him that I'm back.
Because you quit.
That I'm back.
You quit
I
the
never
team.
quit. I never quit the team. I quit the
kinda
owner.
quit the
I
team.
never quit the team. I quit the owner.
What's the difference?
Oh, it's a
He's
big
part of the
difference.
team.
Jalen Brunson's brought me back. He's
owned by.
You know what? He's giving me the Christmas spirit again.
Look, I never
I
left
feel
the
like it's
Clippers.
Scrooged.
And Donald Sterling
I got
was our owner.
Dolaned. I got
Okay,
Dolaned. All right, what else, Chris? You got 2 more?
I hated that one,
Okay,
Chris.
This is fun.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Sorry, TJ. Well, this one's kind of for Rich. These two teams, both surprising where they ended up seed wise. Who lasts longer, Knicks or Thunder?
Oh.
Thunder 1 seed in the West, surprising. Knicks 2 seed in the East, surprising.
I'll go Knicks. I'll go Knicks. I believe in the power of Brunson.
Get upset?
I don't know. I
by
just
whoever in the first round?
think, and again, I know what I'm about to say doesn't make much sense when I'm saying, no, I know what I'm about to say doesn't make much sense when I'm saying the Thunder haven't been there, done that yet, right? They haven't had the losing experience that normally championship runs are born out of. And look at me with saying with the Knicks but they did make the playoffs last year.
Right.
So, I'll go with the Knicks. They've got more experience, even with the coach too.
But Rich, aren't you a fan of saying sometimes you don't know what you don't know?
I know that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, so I'm going Knicks because I believe in the power of the Brunson.
I kind of think Knicks too. Actually.
What about you, TJ?
I'm gonna go with the Thunder.
Okay,
on that one.
we got one more. Very good.
All right, last one. A lot of hype on these teams coming into the year. Disappointing how they finish. I think they both would agree. Kind of stumbling into the playoffs.
Bucks or who?
The Celtics or
who lasts longer, Bucks or Suns?
Oh, I'll go Bucks. I just think that I think Giannis will come back and maybe.
Really? I don't think Giannis plays at all this playoff. This reeks of Kevin Durant in 2019.
Well, heaven forbid, because that wound up with him having.
That's what I mean. And
yeah.
it started as a calf, and it kind of just worked its way south. Yeah.
You don't think
Suns
the
play
T-Wolves
T-Wolves?
polished the Suns off, and the Bucks might get something going on against the Pacers anyway?
This
here?
might be a technical situation where
they both could be out.
Where one makes it 6 games and the other's out in 5.
Okay,
Or something, yeah.
I'm going to go Bucks. I believe in the power of Doc too. Don't you, TJ?
I'm gonna go Suns on this one.
Okay, you're gonna go Suns on it too, Chris?
Suns go a little longer.
No, I'm gonna say Bucks too.
Huh?
Just maybe the Bucks push it to 7.
Without
and the
Giannis?
Suns are out in 6, maybe.
Without Johnny A?
I know, but I believe in the T-Wolves, I think, more than
All right.
I mean?
But why?
The T-Wolves?
Yeah, I mean,
they got Ant, baby.
I mean that's
Cat's
true.
back.
But you want to talk about
All right.
someone who hasn't done it?
That's good,
That's
guys.
true. Yeah,
that was good. A very good maiden voyage of who lasts longer.
I liked all those except for one.
Did you notice though? One particular team was missing. That both your teams got hit.
Yep.
In fact, against each other.
He did.
I mean, he put you in a bind.
He did
with the Clippers and the Sixers, and then he mentioned the
your
Knicks,
squad.
right? My team that I'm
brand new team because you're a new fan.
Did you notice? And you even made reference to a team that limped in.
Yep.
Right.
Limped in. They've been the best team all season.
Okay. Well, stumbled in.
Yeah. You know,
Historically
Did you notice?
great.
Conveniently didn't mention.
Did you
them.
notice he didn't mention the Celtics?
Historically great.
Am I kidding?
We need one more.
Okay.
All right, we'll get one.
I got it. Give me the music.
Oh, wait a
Give me the music.
Are you
I've got one.
pivoting on live TV?
No, I know what he's doing.
Here
Go
we
ahead,
go.
just say it.
Who
Do it.
lasts longer?
Do it.
Nuggets
Celtics
or the
yeah.
Celtics?
Yeah.
Who lasts longer?
The Celtics. It's banner 18, baby. This season has only been about one thing. It's banner 18.
I know what it's been about. The question is,
the best team.
Will it come
historically
about?
great. Won more games than any team in Celtics history this year. Historically great offense. One of the best starting fives of all time. Celtics will raise a banner 18.
Of all time? Like in history of all time?
That starting five?
Yeah.
It's 5 Hall of Famers.
On the Celtics.
Starting 5 right now.
Right now.
Derek White's a Hall of Famer?
Oh, baby, when it's all said and done.
Well, when Derek White plays the Sixers, he turns into Derek Havlicek. That's a fact.
When it's all said and done.
Okay.
That's
all.
insanity.
Hold on a
Zero
second.
stuttering.
So your answer to this question is not only will the Celtics last longer than the Nuggets, but eventually, one day, knock on wood, we'll be here on Roku and the Roku channel, and that day, all 5 starters.
Yes.
Porzingis,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Derek White,
and Drew Holiday.
Who's getting signed. He just signed his monster contract.
Yeah.
All 5 of them will be in Springfield, Massachusetts.
No doubt.
Not just with as a paying customer.
No, not a patron.
but having
With
orange
jackets
and their rings.
No doubt about it. Without question.
We can go home now.
So
You know what I attribute that to, Rich?
so do you want to answer the question right here?
Well, I think he was hitting that TJ
No.
plus. when he
Okay,
brought
so
that up.
you want to say it on the count of 3 at the same time?
I'm not sure wure we're going with this.
I'm just
About
who
which
lasts
team it
longer?
lasts longer.
Celtics or Nuggets?
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Nuggets. He screwed it up.
Haters.
Thanks.
Well, I
Mike.
hit a drop there. I hit a drop.
Nuggets.
You hit a drop while we were giving an answer, though.
Guys,
They heard it.
Nuggets.
Nuggets. I don't like the Celtics. What do you expect me to say?
No, I know. You're
Nuggets.
not supposed to like them.
Nuggets.
She's not supposed to like them either.
No, I think the Nuggets repeat. You don't?
I don't know if I agree with that.
Okay.
This year's been all about.
I have no idea who's going to win.
I know
this.
what the year's been about.
What do you mean?
keep saying that.
This is the whole year has been about how great this
So
team
what does
is.
that mean?
But they didn't let down.